What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today it's time to look at all of the lovely alternate arts from OP-07 and take a good old look and go, oh my word, they look amazing, because yes, they look amazing. Now, as I record this, there's like one or two where we haven't had lovely photos showing off the texture. I'm hoping by the time I upload this, I will get them and add them in. But if there's one or two that don't have the photos, don't blame me. Twitter's dragging their heels. Good. So let's start off with the red cards then. We've got ourselves a Monkey the Dragon, the character. And look, this is Akira Igawa, which I've made no bones of the fact, my favourite artist doing work for the One Piece TCG. And this is my least favourite Igawa card so far. And it's not because Igawa's not a phenomenal artist. It's because I've never seen an illustration of Monkey the Dragon where Monkey the Dragon looks cool. He always looks a bit annoying. This really makes me sad. Boo! Never mind, eh? Decent card, though. It's got Rush, and on play, you give your leader or one of your characters 2 rested Don, so that's quite nice. Just wish Igawa was given a different character, honestly. The other red character we got coming in here is your Karina. And we got a blocker. And on play, one of your opponent's characters gets minus 2k for the turn. And also, yeah, this is going to be one of the more popular ones, all right? This is going to be one of the ones where people are going out of their way to try and pull it. I think I might have some OP-07 on the way for the lovely dudes over at Minotopia. Remember, I did the EBO1 opening for them. I think they might be sending me some OP-07. Also, check out Minotopia. This is not a sponsored video. Those dudes are just lovely. But also, I'd like to pull one of these so I can trade it for the one I actually want. Yeah. Moving on outside of red then, we've got ourselves a Tama. And what we've got here is she's holding an apple. Looks rather lovely. And yeah, it's all right. And we got on play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find a green, land a Wano, other than a Tama, put it in your hand, put the rest of the cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. It is, as I like to refer to it, your classic searcher. Here, it's green Wano. There we go. That's what you get. Speaking of green, we've also got Jewelry Bonnie, and honestly, this card makes me hungry. I've had pizza. Look, I shouldn't tell you this. I've had pizza 3 nights in a row. I shouldn't have pizza 3 nights in a row. That's not a great idea. But I love me some pizza. Don't worry, I'm going to go at least a week without pizza now. It's going to be fine. But this card makes me want more pizza. Jewelry Bonnie here, what we've got, and this is a very popular character, so expect this to be a popular alternate art. On play, you choose one of your opponent's rested characters or Don, and it doesn't become unsuspended during their next refresh phase. Which honestly sounds super annoying to me. That is one that people are not going to enjoy. And then we've got ourselves a Basil Hawkins. And this gives me real Persona vibes. This artwork gives me real Persona vibes, and I will not hear anything else about it. And this is actually a really good card. If you're playing a Supernova leader, you get blocker. And if you're not playing a Supernova leader, this card is obviously significantly worse. But once per turn, if this character would be removed from play by one of your opponent's effects, you can rest one of their characters instead. So instead of you being removed from play, one of your opponent's characters gets rested. That doesn't seem fair. But it does seem kind of funny for you. So I'm going to allow it. Moving over into blue, we've got ourselves a Jinbei. Jinbei looking all mean. Yay. And what we got here is on play, you can play a 4-cost or lower 7 Warlords of the Sea other than Jinbei from your hand. 7 Warlords decks are starting to look kind of interesting in OP-07. Obviously, you know, figuring in with the Boa Hancock leader, as I'm sure you've all figured out. And yeah, this is very good. Because you play a 4-cost 5k, but then you also get to play another 4-cost as well at the same time. This just seems really, really nice. Now, we're also getting a Sengoku here. Looking all big and powerful. Well, quite a nice artwork. I'm not a huge Sengoku fan. Honestly, I kind of like the regular one where there's a seagull on his hat. That makes me happy. But on play, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find a 7 Warlords of the Sea, and add it to your hand. Classic searcher. Now, what's interesting is it doesn't say other than Sengoku, which we would generally expect it to say. But Sengoku isn't a 7 Warlords of the Sea. It's a navy. So that kind of makes sense. So you couldn't search for it anyway. Now, one I actually really like in this set is Lore. I just think the artwork looks cool. I'm not a huge Lore fan. I just think this artwork's rather lovely. And you've got counter plus 2000, which is a good start. And as an activate main, you can return this character to its owner's hand. And then if your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, they have to put one to the bottom of their deck. And of course, the fact that you've got counter plus 2000 is kind of big, because you then get this back to your hand, but then you've got counter plus 2000, and that's pretty nice. And then we've got ourselves Boa Hancock, the character Boa Hancock, bearing in mind that the manga rare in this set is Boa Hancock. And we've got the alternate art leader, Boa Hancock. This is a good set to be a Boa Hancock fan, alright? If you're a Boa Hancock fan, you're eating well in this set. And this is the character. We got 6 cost, 8,000 power. Yes, it is the same one that gets the manga rare treatment. And on play, up to one of your characters, other than Monkey D. Luffy, cannot attack until the end of their next turn. And then you place up to one cost or less character to the bottom of its owner's deck. You just stop someone attacking, other than Luffy, and I love when they do this. I adore when they do stuff in the card game that if you're not a manga or anime fan, you're going to look at this and be like, why not Monkey D. Luffy? But if you have read the manga, watched the anime, you're going to go, I get that. That's kind of cool. Now, moving over into purple, we've got ourselves a Sanji. A very complicated Sanji. We talked about this when I gave you the FAQ the other day. And it's a really nice alternate art for what it's worth. And it's a blocker, okay? The blocker's the easy bit. Counter plus 2k is the easy bit. That's good. But if you've got 2 or more fewer Don than your opponent, you reduce the cost in your hand. So if your opponent's got 7 and you've got 5, they've got 8 and you've got 6, etc., or less, then this is a free cost, 6,000 power, counter plus 2k with blocker. This card is utterly broken if you've got 2 or more Don fewer than your opponent. It's really awkward to phrase that. Either way, this is a cool alternate art. Now, Foxy gets an alternate art, which I'm sure I will pull if I get some OP-07. Also, I'm going to get some OP-07. But if I get some Japanese OP-07, I'm sure I'll pull this. And I don't want to. I don't really like Foxy. I'm sorry, I don't. But we've got an interesting character here, whereby on your opponent's turn, if your leader is a Foxy Pirate, all of your opponent's characters get minus 1,000 power, which is super annoying. And activate main once per turn, you get to add a Don from your Don deck rested, which is alright. Now, Portia I like a lot more in terms of the artwork here. It's just a cool looking card. And what we've got here is on play, Don -1. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You may add a Foxy Pirate to your hand, put the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order, and then play up to one 4,000 power or lower purple character from your hand. Worth pointing out, you cannot play Portia with this because you got 5k. You can search Portia with this. It is find a Foxy Pirate, not find a Foxy Pirate other than Portia. That's kind of important. Also, while we're here, I've noticed over the past few weeks, Basai, the artist who does this alternate art, and there's a couple more I'm going to show you in a minute from this set, I think Agawa's doing the best work in One Piece. I think Basai might be coming up close behind them. I keep seeing these amazing cards and going, oh, who did that art? It's like Basai every time. Keep an eye on them. They are doing phenomenal artwork. Now, over in black, for some reason, we only get one alternate art. Why? I don't know. Seems unfair. But it is your Stushi, or however it's supposed to be pronounced. I'm struggling with this one. The characters read something along the lines of Styoshi, but I don't know. I'm sorry, Stussy. I don't know. I'm sorry. But this is kind of a cool alternate art and kind of a cool character. What we've got here is on play, you may trash one of your characters to KO any of your opponent's characters. And as we saw in the FAQ the other day, yes, you can play this. and then immediately trash it to KO one of your opponent's characters. Now, playing a 9k just to get rid of it and one of your opponents, that's pretty expensive, but sometimes it's also pretty game-winning, so, you know, there is that. Now, in terms of yellow, we've got ourselves a Frankie. Looking very happy. Counter plus 2k, and you, as a trigger, draw one, and if you've got one or less life, play this card. Bearing in mind your leader starts with 2 life, so you can get down pretty easily if you want to. We've then got your Monkey D. Luffy. This is the first one that I showed you. Showed you this one weeks ago at this point. And it looks rather lovely. And it's got an activate main. You can trash this character, and if your life is 2 or less, KO one of your opponent's 4-cost or lower characters and draw a card. And as a trigger, you KO an opponent's 4-cost or lower character. Not a huge fan of this one artwork-wise, but it's alright. But then we've got ourselves Lilith. And Lilith's good. It's your generic egghead searcher. On play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find an egghead other than Lilith, put it in your hand. But also as a trigger, you can play it for free, which is nice. And then very quickly to finish off, I don't know if they really count here, but I'm going to put them in. The alternate art secret rares. And we got Sabo, done by Basai. I want to start a Basai collection, right? But I'm terrified of how expensive it's going to end up being, given that, you know, both the alternate art secret rares in this set are done by that artist. Feels like it could get quite silly. So I'll have to think about that one. But the Sabo lets you on play, trash a card from your hand, and KO a 5-cost or lower and a 3-cost or lower, which is brilliant. And then we got the Portcullis D-Ace again by Basai, which it's a stunning looking card. And this lets you on play, add a card from the top of your deck to your life, i.e. you get an extra life. And then if you have 2 or fewer life cards, you gain Rush. And you're at 10k, so yeah. Both of these secret rares seem really good. They've both got great alternate art. I want to start a Basai collection, and I'm terrified of how much it's going to cost. But for now, I want to know what you think. I want to know which of these alternate arts are your favourites. I want to know which ones you're hoping to pull. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching WASI Plays.